Hello everyone, it is Nigel here once again, and this is going to be another review. So, in this review, we cap off the Star Wars prequel trilogy with Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. So, as always, I am not professional. I am not a professional movie reviewer. I'm just a man who enjoys a good time, and for the most part, I definitely had a good time watching this movie. I even go as far as to make the argument that this might be the best out of the prequel trilogy. The prequel trilogy has had its ups and downs, its rough points, but it definitely finishes strong here with Star Wars Episode 3 to finish off the prequel trilogy. So, of course, if you enjoy this video, please do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, share with all your friends and everything. And let's get into the pros and cons. So, in terms of what I liked about the movie, I liked how a lot of stuff is wrapped up. We see how Anakin becomes Darth Vader, and we see how Anakin's character changes and how it changes based off what's happening around him. So, because of the Jedi, definitely doing some shady stuff, but also the Sith slowly taking over the Republic and everything. And we start to see Anakin become more paranoid, more aggressive and everything. We start to see some of the arrogance take even more full stage and everything. And we start to see Anakin pretty much become unhinged until he becomes Darth Vader and becomes the apprentice to Chancellor Palpatine, aka Darth Sidious, who is revealed as the Sith Lord and everything. And now, I kind of messed up a little bit because I kind of thought in the back of my head, it's obvious that Chancellor Palpatine is the Sith Lord, because we knew that already. I kind of knew that from the stuff I did read about Star Wars before I saw the movies. But then I remembered, we weren't supposed to know this until Episode 3. We do see hints of it throughout the prequels and everything with some of his odd behavior, but they definitely dial it up here in order to reveal that Palpatine is the Sith Lord. And we see the reveal and everything, and it's kind of like a breadcrumbs approach to it, and we see how it leads up to the big reveal and everything. And then from there we see how Anakin does indeed become Darth Vader, does some despicable stuff. Obi-Wan ultimately has to fight him. Anakin accidentally kills his wife, Padme Amidala, in a fit of anger and everything. And so we see the dynamics and everything and how those play out. And it definitely feels like the payoff to everything we've seen here in the prequel trilogy, how we see a bit more divide, especially in Episode 2, between Anakin and Obi-Wan. Now it's dialed up even more here in Revenge of the Sith, and it all leads to Anakin becoming Darth Vader and everything. And the battles this time definitely feel a lot more climactic. There's definitely a big fight feel when it comes to these battles. The battles feel important, especially the final battle between not just Yoda and Darth Sidious, but also Obi-Wan and Anakin, where Obi-Wan chops off all of Anakin's limbs, and he gets scorched by the lava on Mustafar and becomes Darth Vader. So a lot of emotion and everything packed in that scene. And of course, the Star Wars memes that we get from this movie. The hello there, as Obi-Wan greets General Grievous, who's kind of cool in this movie, and of course Anakin is pretty much saying, "I should have known the Jedi were taking over." And then pretty much everything in that final battle is so meme-worthy, but also so emotionally packed and everything. And I do like how it even reflects in how they battle with the lightsabers. Obi-Wan's more defensive and everything, while Anakin's more aggressive and on the offense. And Anakin's anger and everything, and his paranoia over everything happening, leads to his downfall as he becomes Darth Vader. Padme unfortunately dies giving childbirth, as she literally loses the will to live after she gives birth to her twins. So the vision that Anakin saw, which kind of brought about a lot of these things, do indeed come true. And I like how it mirrors what happens to Luke in Episode 5, where he sees visions of his friends in trouble and tries to save them, and that ends up backfiring. It ends up backfiring for Anakin here, but way worse. So it shows that Luke is just like his dad, Anakin, and we see that here. And I think it's pretty interesting how we saw that George Lucas decided to do episodes 4, 5, and 6 before 1, 2, and 3. But now that I think about it, it could have been in a ways to pretty much construct Anakin becoming Darth Vader and his character and everything based off what happened to Luke, pretty much using that as the basis to show that Anakin was just like his son Luke and everything, and a lot of mistakes that Anakin made, Luke also made later on down the line. And I think it pays off for the most part here. And most blessed of all, very little Jar Jar Binks. He makes like 2 appearances. That's about it. I don't even think he speaks this time around. Thank the Lord. Now, not too much hate on Jar Jar Binks, especially because, like I mentioned when I reviewed episode 2, if you haven't already, go check out that video. Jar Jar's actor got a lot of flack for Jar Jar being annoying and everything. It's just an actor doing his job, but Jar Jar is annoying, and the fact that he doesn't really do a whole lot here, may be disappointing to some, because like, what's the point of him even being there? But you know what? I will take it. But we see how the Sith goes into the Galactic Republic and pretty much becomes like the Senate. Chancellor Palpatine pretty much is the Senate now. He gets full control, and the Republic falls because of it. We see Anakin turn against his masters and everything, such as Windu and Obi-Wan and everything. And everything, for the most part, gets wrapped up in a nice little bow, I should say, as we conclude the prequel trilogy. In terms of what I didn't really like about the movie, some of like Hayden Christensen's kind of robotic voice and everything, and where he kind of sounds stoic and everything, that was present in episode 2. It does kind of show up here. Now, compared to episode 2A, here in episode 3, it's not as bad, so he definitely must have dialed it back a lot. Probably per like the criticism and everything, he probably dialed it back quite a bit. He sounds a bit more natural and a bit more like acting and everything. But also, it could be excused because he's kind of under mind control. He's kind of under the influence of Chancellor Palpatine, aka Darth Sidious. So him sounding almost like a zombie kind of makes sense. But we see that play out, and that I think is kind of one of the big things that, in a lot of people's eyes, held back the prequel trilogies, was kind of the stoic acting and everything. And thankfully, it kind of wanes and it's not as bad as we get later in the trilogy, but it is still kind of there. And some of the effects, like a lot of the movies, and like a lot of movies, some of the effects were kind of but other than that, and the fact that some of the characters like Kit Fisto, who apparently has more of a prominent role in the Clone Wars, sadly I didn't really watch the Clone Wars and everything, but he doesn't really have too big a role. A lot of people want to see more from him. I'll probably have to watch the Clone Wars to see, but for now, on behalf of those people, I'll put it as a con for now. But that's going to do it for the prequel trilogy, and like I said, in terms of importance to the overall lore, it wraps up the prequel trilogy. We kind of see how we get to the point of Anakin becoming Darth Vader, and I do like the mirroring of Padme dying, and in a way, Anakin dying, as Padme like dies, but Anakin becomes Darth Vader, and we see Obi-Wan on Tatooine in training and everything. Well, starting to begin his training. He'll do more of it as we get into the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV show on Disney Plus, and we see Luke and Leia being dropped off. Leia goes with Senator Organa, and Luke goes with his Uncle Owen on Tatooine. But other than that, that is it for the prequel trilogy. So next time we delve into the world of Star Wars, we are going into very, very controversial waters with the Star Wars sequel trilogy that started in 2015. But nevertheless, thank you all so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below what you thought and your thoughts on the Star Wars overall so far, whether you watched it and watched my reviews or not. And yeah, I will see you guys later. Peace.